Oh, yeah. Guess what time it is? You are here with David Apodaca on the Sports and Coffee with Oppo podcast. Let's get into week 1 of the NFL season. Let's go ahead and list the teams and everything that's going on. Let's get this started. The first game is our Thursday night game. You have the You have the Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs without DeAndre Hopkins being featured in this game. Chiefs are going to take it. This is not a prediction show. I'm just letting you know how I see it. Next, it's the Raiders versus the Panthers, the AFC versus the NFC. The Bears versus the Lions, a rivalry game. The Browns versus the Ravens. The Colts versus the Jags, another rivalry game. The Dolphins versus the Patriots. And back-to-back rivalry games. The Eagles versus the Redskins. The Jets versus the Bills. It looks like the AFC East they're all playing each other this week. So you're going to have 2 winners and you're going to have 2 losers in that division. Then you have another rivalry game. The Packers versus the Vikings. The Seahawks versus the Falcons. The Chargers versus Joe Burrow's Cincinnati Bengals. Then you have the game, the primetime game. America's game from what Fox always says. You have the Buccaneers versus the Saints. Tom Brady versus Drew Brees. Bruce Arians versus Sean Payton. Next, you have DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray's Cardinals versus the Super Bowl losing team, San Francisco 49ers. Then you have the Cowboys and Rams. Then the 2 Monday night games, you have the Steelers versus the Giants. And to end week 1, week 1, to end week 1, you have the Titans versus the Broncos. Yep, that's how they decided. I mean, sure, it's not a glitch on my scheduling. No, it's the end in week 1 with the Titans versus the Broncos. Ryan Tannehill versus, I think, Drew Lock is the Broncos quarterback. So that should be an interesting game. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and I'm going to throw out some facts. Just rapid fire. Just facts. Boom, boom, boom. Some facts. First fact. You have the Raiders are scheduled for 6 road games at 1 o'clock Eastern time, which means that's 10 o'clock West Coast time, Western time zone. No team based in the Pacific time zone has played that many road games at 1 o'clock Eastern time in a single season. The Raiders are known for doing bad on the East Coast. They've always played bad. No clue why. They also can't play good in cold weather. Matter of fact, they can't play good at all. They've been losing the last couple seasons. So, either way, they're playing 6 games at 1 o'clock Eastern time this season. Another crazy fact. Tom Brady has been favored in 74 consecutive regular season starts. This is the longest streak by any starting quarterback. And that streak ends starting week 1 unless something crazy happens. The Saints are not underdogs. Tampa Bay are the underdogs by 6.5 points. This is the first time this has happened to Tom Brady in a very long time. Now, that Thursday night game I told you about, how the Chiefs are going to run through the Texans. The Chiefs are opening as 11-point favorites. The Texans they have Brandon Cooks at receiver. So, thank goodness. And they have an aging David Johnson as their running back. So, Deshaun Watson, good luck to you. And, yeah. So, I did a moment of silence there for Deshaun Watson because that game's going to be rough on him. Too bad for him. So, our next interesting fact, you have the Raiders. Week 2 are going to debut their new stadium. I don't know, the Darth Vader Stadium. I don't know what they're calling it, but they debut it on prime time Monday Night Football against the Saints. That is going to be very interesting to watch and see how loud that stadium gets. And if it doesn't get loud and crazy, you best believe people are going to compare the crowd from there to how the crowd was in Oakland. Our next fact, you have the Bengals hosting the Chargers. Now, this is pretty crazy, and I couldn't believe it when I first saw it. The last 12 quarterbacks drafted number 1 overall are winless in their first career starts. Kyler Murray tied last season, so he did not win that game. The last one to win it was in 2002, and that was David Carr, Derek Carr's older brother. He is the last first pick overall quarterback who started week 1 and won his game. I know he's a huge bust, but he did win his first game he ever played. Next, Houston Texans, and things just get worse for them. The first 3 games are going to be against the Chiefs, the Ravens, and then the Steelers. So they're most likely starting 0-3, and they're not making the playoffs. And their head coach is really going to kick rocks, because that's a tough start. And if they don't make the playoffs, it's all downhill from there. So, good luck to you guys, Houston. Next we're going to jump all the way to week 15, where you have Odell Beckham Jr. heading back to MetLife Stadium against the Giants. This is going to be a very fun game. I'm hoping it's just not 2 teams under 500 going through the motions, not playing. But Odell Beckham has something to prove, so I can see him going off for this game, and it should be an exciting game. Now, our very, very most interesting fact, and the last fact I have to give you. The Buccaneers have 5 primetime games this year. In the last 15 seasons, they've only had 17. That is the impact of terrific Tom Brady. So that's just absolutely amazing. Now, I'm about to give you the games to watch, the best quarterback matchups of the 2020 NFL season. The quarterback matchups that you are looking for in 2020. You have Brady versus Breeze, week 1, week 9. Then you have Lamar Jackson versus Deshaun Watson, week 2. Then, week 3, Lamar Jackson is still featured against Patrick Mahomes. Next, you have Patrick Mahomes again is going to go against Drew Brees, week 15. Then you have Brady versus Rodgers, week 6. Then you have the young, short, mobile quarterback, Kyler Murray, versus the older, vet-savvy, old, like I said, short quarterback, Russell Wilson, week 7 and week 11. And then you have the top quarterbacks from the draft going at it most likely. Okay, I say most likely because we don't know about his injury. You have Joe Burrow versus Tua Tagovailoa in week 13. Those are the big games that are happening in 2020. So there you have it, everybody. There goes week 1 matchups, really random facts that I found, and quarterback matchups throughout the season that I can't wait to see. And if you see a matchup that you want to watch, now I know we're all different fans and we come from different fan base, so maybe you want to see your quarterback go against a certain team or a certain defense, put it in the comment section. That'd be cool. We'll talk about it. We'll break down the game too. Also, if there's an interesting fact that you found and you want to send to me and I'll talk about it next time I record, best believe hit me on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. I have a Facebook page. It's called Sports and Coffee with Oppo. Just hit me on anything and I will respond to you and we can have a great conversation about it and everything and anything. Now, check it out. Go ahead and show your friends this video and hit anybody up, spread the word that I have a podcast. I'm David Apodaca. This is Sports and Coffee with Oppo. And I want to thank Dominique Klinger. He's the guy that's helping me get all this stuff situated, and he's helping me a lot behind the scenes. So I want to thank him. Lastly, I want you guys to stay safe, stay blessed, drink your coffee. If you don't drink coffee, drink your water, and come back for the next episode. I'm going to be talking about the NBA and the chances of each team winning that title. I'm talking about the NBA reboot. I'm David Apodaca. Thank you for listening to Sports and Coffee with Oppo. I'm out.